Turner?
Can you explain to me about the amendment again? I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. This amendment repeals part of Section 12.1331 of the Education Code, and specifically the part where it gives full-time employees automatic increases in salary.
I'm sorry. It does what again?
It repeals automatic increases in salaries.
It repeals automatic increases in whose salaries? Teacher salaries?
Classroom teachers, speech pathologists, librarians, counselors, and nurses, and open enrollment charter schools only. It does not affect traditional public schools, but only in open enrollment charter schools.
And why are we doing this? Tell me why we're doing this.
We're doing this to give them the same flexibility we're trying to give traditional public schools.
And are you saying, with regards to Senate Bill 8, are you trying to make the teachers that are in charter schools, that their status to parallel that of the mainstream teachers? Is that what you're attempting to do?
That is part of my intent, but mostly it's to give open enrollment charter schools flexibility in their hiring practices so they can retain teachers.
Do the mainstream teachers receive automatic pay increases?
I believe they do under current Texas law.
Okay, and are we eliminating the automatic pay increases for your mainstream, for the teachers in your other campuses?
That would be a question for Mr. Eisler. I'm not sure if that's in this bill.
Well, what's wrong with making then the teachers in the charter school, their status parallel that of teachers on the mainstream campuses, which means make your amendment condition on how we are treating teachers on our main campuses.
They're under different types of contracts, and
I'm sorry.
That is not this bill. This bill is to give flexibility to public charter schools in their hiring practices so they can retain their teachers.
Well, the best way to retain the teachers is to make sure that the school districts get the necessary monies in order to pay them. You know, I'm a little bit taken aback by people's position on this floor that the best way to keep teachers is to lower their pay, instead of us paying the school district so that they can adequately pay our teachers. So I'm a little bit taken aback, and I'm taken aback by this amendment that is an additional attack on teachers. Help me to understand why we are attacking teachers in this session, because this is nothing but an additional attack on our teachers.
Mr. Turner, this amendment will make it where open enrollment public charter schools can retain their teachers during these tough economic times. This is not an attack on teachers. This is trying to save teachers' jobs.
But it's based on what? Who came to you with this information and said, if we accept your amendment, that this is going to improve the charter school program, or it's going to improve the quality of education for our teachers? What are we basing this on? What are you basing this amendment on? Who testified for it?
This amendment is based on improving flexibility of open enrollment charter schools so they can retain as many teachers as possible.
Did anyone testify in favor of this amendment?
I don't recall.
Was this amendment a separate bill filed by you or someone else?
No, I do not believe it was.
Then why should we do this just based on the opinion of with all due respect, Dr. Shelton, I respect you highly, but why are we making this type of change in a special session that impacts so many teachers, whether they're in charter school or on main campuses? I don't understand why we're doing this.
This is to give flexibility to open enrollment charter schools in their hiring and practices.
With all due respect, I just don't think this is the best thing for us to be doing in this special session at this particular time. I would rather for it to go through the Public Education Committee, let it be fully vetted, discussed, and then let's come back and deal with it at the proper time.